short films I have made will be posted very soon on the channel. Here's 2 seconds from both of those films. Okay, now with that out of the way, yes, I know literally every single Formula 1 YouTuber has done this practically, and all their predictions either go gold or age like milk. So I'm gonna try to go as realistic as possible, that's what they all say, and also toss my hat in the ring at the same time. Nevertheless, let's begin. Now I want to start with the bottom of the table, Williams. My prediction for them will be Guanyu, Zhou, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, why you keep Latifi? Well, because he's a pay driver. Most of Williams is already owned by Michael Latifi and his consortium of brands. And if Guanyu Zhou does in fact win the Formula 2 title this year, Williams have no reason to not pick him up, unlike them missing Nick DeVries, who ended up in Formula E, as I said last time. So Guanyu Zhou would be a pretty good pick, but as well as being severe good talent, he also has backing from his Chinese sponsors, which means he will still bring a steady amount of cash. And nevertheless, that is it for Williams. I will now jump onto Raikkonen Haas. Haas will retain their driver lineup from last year, simply because they want to focus more on 2022, and dropping the driver after this year would just seem idiotic. And anyways, they have already both confirmed Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin as their drivers for 2022, so there will be no change. Heading on to AlphaTauri, we have Yuki Tsunoda and Juri Vips. Now, Juri Vips' resurgence in the Formula 2 season this year could mean that he would get a top 3 position in the Formula 2 championship, possibly granting him an AlphaTauri seat. Yuki Tsunoda probably staying at AlphaTauri, nor will I think he'll get promoted to Red Bull. He's still starting and he's still struggling and he's still learning, so might as well keep it in there. Alfa Romeo will have Teo Porcher and Antonio Giovinazzi. Now, Teo Porcher might be a strange option here, as currently his Formula 2 performances are not as good. But he is part of the Sauber Junior team, and he has risen through the ranks faster than Vettel's hairline. I can't say that. Okay, apologies about that there. Teo Porcher's performance in F2 so far has been very good. Even if it's 6th place, it has been a pretty decent first part of the season. You can't say that will go for the second part, though. Currently, as I'm recording this, the British Grand Prix hasn't gone down yet, so I cannot confirm whether Teo Porcher is going to go higher up in the standings after Silverstone. Cannot confirm. But based on his performances, I think Antonio Giovinazzi will actually stay in Alfa Romeo. He still has some way to go, and I think Kimi Räikkönen might actually be fired. It's either he's going to be fired or he decides to go. Maybe a few regulation changes weren't a lot for him, but maybe this one is just too much for Kimi, and maybe he wants to go. I am not sure at all. And yes, according to my next predictions, Pierre Gasly will be out of his seat. Though my original prediction was Pierre Gasly at Alfa Romeo, it's really a tie between Gasly and Porcher. Meanwhile, in McLaren now, they've retained their driver lineup of Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. Now, those two, they've gotten a pretty good relationship so far, though Daniel Ricciardo has struggled in McLaren. But he has signed that 3-year contract, so there's no going back now. And Lando Norris, do I need to say more? Aston Martin, as well as that, will retain their current lineup. I know it sounds strange, because Lance Stroll's not confirmed for Aston, but I believe, since, he is the son of Lawrence Stroll, the man who owns Aston Martin currently, he will stay. And Sebastian Vettel already has a confirmed contract for Aston Martin for a long period of time. And so, the driver lineup will be Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel. It's done with Aston Martin, now on to Alpine. Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon. Okay, yes, these lineups are a bit boring, But Esteban Ocon did sign that 4-year contract with Alpine, and Fernando Alonso is signed to drive with them next year as well. So I don't think there's any doubts about it saying the same. So is Ferrari and Red Bull. Red Bull, I don't think they'll be dropping Sergio anytime soon. Based on his performances in Baku and his ability to cope as a second driver, I believe he will stay for probably the next few years to come. Now, we're going up to Mercedes now. The rumors may be true, or they may not. But what do I think? Well, I think they're true. George Russell eventually will have to sign on to the Mercedes seat. And who will he be driving alongside? It's either going to be Lewis Hamilton or Valtteri Bottas. But based on Sack here, and some other articles I read, I believe he'll be driving alongside the greatest driver in the world. But the risk is also high, like I said just now. The risk is high. It could be a Rosberg repeat situation. But if they sign on with Valtteri Bottas and keep him as a second driver, those two, you've seen those two battling in Sakir. You know those two don't have a exactly perfectly happy relationship. So I don't think Mercedes will know what to do relative for 2022, but I do believe George will still be signed. And the prediction for Mercedes is George and Lewis Hamilton for 2022. And that it is it for the video. This is the end of my driver's predictions. This was probably slower than you thought. But this is just my predictions. Do not attack me in the comments and with the dislikes. I've seen the Formula E video. I know it's mediocre. But please, just give me a chance. It's not really mediocre. I'd say it's okay. But please, just don't dislike this. This is an opinion. You're completely free to believe what you want. These are just my thoughts. And I thought I'd toss my hat into the ring just so I could get a few more extra views and subscribers. Well, I admitted it now. Anyway, this is the end of the video, so see you later, and peace out.